welcome to the Marina of Springs, Day 14, End of Days, Drama Edition. This is Gibbs Slater. Hello again. I know I haven't had a video out in a couple of days, and that's because there really wasn't all that much going on. We met our attack numbers for Day 11 and 12, and a little sketchy getting into 13, but here we are now in Day 14, and yes, there was drama. Let's start with what happened from 13 into 14. Here in the Gazette, we can see that 1,261 zombies met with our 1,349 defense, and there were no deaths. There were campers as well, and there were no deaths outside either. But the real story here is how we got to that 1,349 defense. When we started Day 13 and the attack estimates started coming in, the number looked insurmountable. We were getting an estimate as high as 1,314, and there just seemed no way to meet it. That is why some people went out camping, which was myself, Liros, Impotent Panda, and Jeet, among possibly some others. It just didn't seem like it was going to happen, and as I've said before, we're not going to be doing the 10 in and rest out camping rotations. It's pretty much every man for themselves, and we went out camping figuring the town was going to get hit hard, but Avarice, among others, came through with a bold and brilliant plan. We did have the all or nothing, or AON, all or nothing blueprint, which means all the items in the bank can be turned into defense, and it will permanently destroy them. However, in order to build the all or nothing that would have given us the just enough defense to meet the estimate, required nuts and bolts. Two of them that we did not have. Upon looking at the map, there were several broken mechanisms near the town, and when you convert them in the workshop, there is a possibility of getting nuts and bolts. It was a bold plan, but people were sent out to retrieve the mechanisms and brought them back in, converted them, and lo and behold, there was the nuts and bolts. And the plan began with, from what I understand, maybe only 4 hours before the attack, Avarice and others directed people to start emptying the bank of important items that we would want to save, such as the teddy bear, some drugs, food, of course the hacksaw, things of that nature. And then the rest, the scraps, worthless weapons, broken weapons, you name it, could all remain in the bank, and then when the all or nothing is completed, it converts them into defense. They calculated the numbers and figured it would be enough, and we wouldn't have to build anything else. But this is when the drama began. There was an issue only minutes before the attack. As the bank was being completely emptied of the important items, there was a miscommunication, and one of the non-7 members, one of the residents of the town, Alaron, did not quite realize that the nuts and bolts needed to remain in the bank, so once everything else was pulled, we could actually construct the all or nothing. He pulled the nuts and bolts and disappeared. He's not been in the forums nor in the IRC. It was only minutes to go, and it created quite a panic. The IRC was going crazy. Here is an image of what was happening in the final minutes. Note the time, 22:57, 22:58, 22:59, right into the last minutes. You can see here that people were pulling items. Babel did mention that she had a little bit of a headache, and she also grabbed the nuts and bolts, and but she remembered that they needed to go back and drop them back in right away. But however, right here you can see Alaron, who was trying to help and just didn't realize. He took the handful of nuts and bolts, he took some twisted planks, and he was trying to save these items so perhaps the cemetery could be built. He just didn't realize at the time that the nuts and bolts were needed in the bank so that when everything else was pulled, we could actually construct the all or nothing. We had no choice, really. There just wasn't time to attempt to contact him through any other means. We had to shun him. in order to retrieve those nuts and bolts and get them back in the bank. And the chat was exploding. I'm not going to read through all of this here. If you want, you can pause the video and read through them, but here you can see that Avarice realizes that the nuts and bolts are gone as I'm giving the 3-minute warning, and it was very quickly decided, knowing that there was no other way, that we had to shun. And you can see the calls for shuns coming right through here, and it continued on. Again, if you want to read through all of these line by line, just pause the video, read them, and then continue. It was exciting. There was adrenaline. It was crazy. You had to be there in the moment just to feel it, but it was just insane. Looking at the clock, trying to get the nuts and bolts back, and once it was done, then the call for build, get it done. Look at the time, 21:59, less than a minute to go before the attack in order to get all or nothing up to get our defenses. It was just crazy. Continues on, and right at the last second, look at this, 21:59, right here at the top, done, calling 1,336 defense, and the attack was going to be up to 1314. We had just pulled it off. You can read through these again, pause if you want to, but just see how 21:59, boom, done. 2200, that was it. The attack was on. By the skin of our teeth did we get that defense up, and everybody inside survived. And of course, the campers, I'm not sure how many of them are survivalists. Liros and I are tamers, so we did not have 100% chances, but we were at the nuclear bunker and upgraded the zone, installed a DO, did what we could, and we all survived that. We really thought this was going to be the end, and it's amazing that this got pulled off, and everybody in town survived one more night. Here's another image that was sent to me, because it's something you do not see every day. Notice very closely the screen we are looking at here is actually the bank. This was sent to me by the Storm. He took a picture of the bank just before it was all said and done. Look at that. There is nothing in there after at 22:59 moments to go. The construction of the All or Nothing used the following items. It removed the patchwork beams, the metal supports, and the nuts and bolts that we left in there, along with everything else that was left in for the defense. And look at this, an empty bank. Absolutely nothing in it. You do not see that very often. And after the attack, some of the items that were held onto were returned. Here is another interesting image. This is 2 weeks into a game. It looks like day one, just after people start putting the stuff into the bank. There is so little. These are some of the important things that we saved from the All or Nothing. Some planks, some loaded weapons, a man bag, utility belt, some food, and some of the important stuff like our cards and hacksaw. So there isn't much in the bank at that moment there, and I think that's just a really interesting image to see. Not everybody gets to see the All or Nothing in action, because it's very difficult to pull off. And again, kudos to Avarice and everyone else pulling off such a grand plan in so few time. Very good job. Let's kind of keep going on here. We are now in day 14, and it's not looking good. Look down here, Horde attack. Tonight's attack estimate is going to be 1,635 to 1,810. Our current defenses with the buildings we have up, and I don't even know if we saved any DOs or not, probably. We're at 963 defense, half of what we need. It's not happening, people. There's going to be a slaughter in this attack. Not unless everybody runs out and camps to survive another day or two longer. We are going to be jumping as a meta tomorrow, so there's not a lot of sense in surviving much longer anyway, but it's that human instinct to want to try to survive. This is relatively current information right here. I guess I'll do a quick reload. See if anybody else is gone outside. Liros and I simply don't even have the energy, really, to return back to the town if we wanted to maybe try to get last man standing. We went out down here to 7-7, the nuclear bunker, to camp out there. We are on a water rationing day because we wound up using most of our waters just to get there and clear the area. So we're just not going to drink today, and then we'll drink tomorrow and then just die off so we can make our jump. But yeah, this is who's outside right now. I can see some people hanging around some buildings. They're probably going to wind up camping here shortly. We've got about 3 hours before this slaughter of attack. And also note the bank. This is the current situation of the bank now. Everything else has been pretty much returned. Still pretty empty looking for 2 weeks in. Got our food in there and some furniture and got our drugs back. I think we burned up 1 or 2 imp suits in the all or nothing, because all you need is one, really. So there's our one remaining imp suit. Way down here in the corner, it was, not Jeet, it was Perpetual Sin, an impotent panda that went down here to the old field hospital. Really far away getting down there. They're on a one-way trip. And there's some other people out here you can see just on the map that are auto-searching some zones before coming back in. And I do notice Liros went to auto-search here in this zone, and she probably is stuck. So as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to see if she's online and see if I can give her a hand and bring her back to the nuclear bunker. Because you can see I'm off over here auto-searching as well. Might as well, nothing else to do. But yeah, there we are. Day 14 with super drama. End of days. This is about it, folks. This is maybe the last video. Maybe I'll do one more showing the destruction, and then I'll continue to make these videos for other 7 Deadly Sins towns. It's been really, really fun. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank everybody, all of the 7 Deadly Sins, the friends that jumped with us, and the residents. You too. Hopefully you're watching these videos too. You residents, heroes and non-heroes, citizens alike, thank you very much. You did a great job, including even Alaron. If you're watching this, Alaron, no hard feelings. I'm hoping that you now understand the situation we were in. You'll be all right with that, Sean. Many of our members have 1 or 2 of those, even some hangings. It's not a big deal. But yeah, you guys did great. I had a really, really fun time. I missed some of our 7 members that did not make the jump with us because of other obligations. It would have been great to have them with us, and I look forward to playing a town with them again. But thank you for watching. I'll get another video out showing what happens after this. Don't worry. This is Gibb Slater reporting from the Marina Springs. End of days. Drama. And please, don't die tonight.